depending on who's listening to this conversation and where this goes, I like to just say, like, look into that for just a minute. So you're basically in a survival mode, right? It's almost like a military operation, right?'re talking life or death. We're talking defending yourselves or protecting yourself. You're talking about
at all times.
uh, in and around the law, right? One eye open over your shoulder and all of that as well. But you're also, your motivation is not about yourself. I mean, it is about, you said, your younger brothers. You're wanting to make sure that people, that they have something to eat. Like, these are basic necessities, but like you said, when you're born into the gang way of life, there aren't a lot of choices. There aren't a lot of options, and society around you kind of tells you this is all you get. This is where you belong. This is where you have to sit, right? And you found a way to be creative in that, with those set of circumstances, in a way that a lot of other people might not have found. Was it something, was it like sort of an internal drive? Was it, just something you knew within yourself in terms of like how you were able to kind of transcend spiraling, quite frankly? And I'm, sorry for your loss, but like, there are not a lot of great stories that come out of those beginnings. And so that's why yours is so unique and so powerful, because I think a lot of people could really look inside themselves and take a couple pages from your book around what you did and how you were able to get to today. But, how did you keep motivating yourself? Was it sort of seeing your siblings, your younger siblings, and saying like, I want to do this for them?
It was that. It was the surroundings, the people that I was around. I just wanted to be in a better environment. Like I knew that there was better, and I knew that um, in order for to have better things, you got to go out and make them better. You can't just. I never felt like sitting around was an option, even especially because there was times where I was the only one that was able to feed my little brothers. My mom was she battled addiction. My mom was an alcoholic. She died from liver cirrhosis. She was real bad, and my brothers they ain't have nobody really at points, and it was so bad that my dad didn't even know that my mom had left us. And when he found out and he came and got us, it was 2 years later after it was already just me and them, so I had to, the motivation was them. Like when it came to finding a creative point and stuff like that, like I always wrote, and I always, I guess poetry, you would say. I put it into rap in high school because I challenged somebody who I thought was nice at rap, and I went up to them in high school and I was like, "Yo, by the end of the day, I'll come up with some better shit than you." And obviously that didn't happen, but now I'm way better than him. But
Yeah, you got
we're
to give
still,
yourself a little pass. You were in
you know what I'm saying? Well,
high.
we're still friends, and I didn't really I wasn't I mean, I did it, like I said, I did rap. I rapped a lot. One of my best friends, Jay Steele, he passed away. We rapped together. He was one of the people that got me my first recording equipment. At that time, studio equipment wasn't so prevalent, so he went with my boy Fred Flock, who also passed away, and they went and they got me some recording equipment. I won't say how, but they got it because they knew that I had that talent and they knew that I had that drive. So they went and they got that, and ever since that day, I've always tried to stay on, at least recording myself, and they opened that doorway to help me learn that, like, yo, they went and sacrificed something to come and get me this equipment, so I'm going to keep doing this. That was a motivation to stay focused on certain things, but the streets was really like a majority of my life. I was
Yeah, survival and really kind of you becoming the adult very early on, because the parents were not able to do that there, or provide those basic things for a child to feel safe and loved, and sure that there's going to be food to eat, and it's okay to go to school and all those kinds of things, which a lot of people, I'm just restating that because it's kind of a big deal, building
I
block.
mean,
But
I mean, there was love. There was love. It was a messed up love. My mom had her own traumas. My dad had his own traumas, his own experiences in life that were, very hard on them. And they loved the best way that they knew how. But there was love. There was definitely love, but it wasn't the kind of love that you would imagine. It was a very hard love. It was a very tough love. If you fall, get back up. Don't ever fall behind. Um, Stuff like that. Which was also part of why I guess it was instilled in me to never, just sit back and let things fall apart or let things, fly by the wayside, or always stay dedicated and focused to what I do.
no, that's incredible, and that was really, really, really kind what you said about the love and how they loved you, that was the way they knew how. And I think a lot of people, when we look back at our past, it's a good way to reframe the judgment that you might have or anger, because it doesn't serve anybody to carry that, right? Or
Oh,
regret, resentment.
I was angry for so long. Don't get me wrong. I was angry for so long. Um, I had I lashed out. I did crazy things. I was I carried that for a long time. Like I said, I hit rock bottom. I knew what rock bottom was the day that I woke up, and I couldn't exit a room unless I had an officer open the door for me, and I couldn't get back in that room if I had to take a piss unless that man opened the door for me. I couldn't move unless they told me to move. I couldn't do it. That's when I knew that I didn't have control over myself as a person. That's when I knew that I ain't never want to be in a situation like that again. I don't care where anybody, I don't care who thinks that shit is cool. You think that shit is cool, I cannot fuck with you. Like, you think going to jail is cool? That's when you are truly a slave in jail.